Greetings everyone, and Grade here of another, not Roulette 3, Kane's Wrath replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the red nod, we have Darkapprintist. Spawn on the top right side as the yellow GDI, we have IamRaider. Of course, going out for our barracks there, trying to claim some Tiberian spikes. Tiberian spike here. Claiming as well. There's also a mutant hovel here. Oh, there's also a mutant marauder outside. Is that neutral and hostile to everybody? I wonder. Is it? I've actually never seen a one of these units around in a long time. Maybe they're trying to promote people from try to actually get them by having a stationary one here to gun down everything that comes by in order to convince people to actually get it. If I remember correctly, there are infantry, strong versus infantry, and they can shoot against aircraft. I have no idea how effective they are. Rifleman squad looks to manage to get inside of this bunker in time as well. That is a massive blow. I think all models still alive as well, so it has maintained good damage output. Denying that Tiberian spike is very important. And the militant squad does find some Tiberian poisoning. So the riflemen and the militant squad will not spot each other. Tiberian spike here has been claimed. We got an unpowered hand of nod here. And now we've got Yellow's MCV now advanced forward, who's actually deployed out Kane. Both players do start out in a blue Tiberian field. And so he's going to take this extra credits and that he's getting and start expanding immediately. He went for two harvesters, that maybe a third harvester. And he may be eyeing to perhaps claim this Tiberian field here. Well, a refinery here and here that help him claim two fields. There is no natural rift here to actually respawn stuff, is there? So this stuff may be temporary Tiberium. Interesting. There's a patch of blue tip that can be regrown, but it doesn't look like any of this green tip can be regrown because I do not see the node there, though I could be mistaken. Maybe the entire thing's sort of special and does count as a Tiberian regrowth area. Got a pillbox here, now gunning down the harvester. More harvesters being pulled out by red. He's gone for 2 and 5. Got a beacon here. And full predator tanks now advancing forward. Do now have an airfield here. And blue tip does mean you get your economy powered up very, very quickly. So now he may receive some heavy aggression in the form of predator tanks and orcas. These orcas may pose a massive problem. He's also expanded up north as well. We've got 2 refineries here. He can go for a third one in this direction as well, I would say. Predator tanks now advancing forward. Do got the rear armor not being hit by this predator tank there. And you also have a saboteur here. Oh, that's the saboteur that was meant for the Tiberian spike that he couldn't claim. It's actually drawing some fire there. Unable to get a hit on the saboteur because once you get railgun and or lasers, it will allow them to actually hit infantry units reasonably well. But they're unupgraded cannons, so can't have trouble versus infantry. More Scorpion takes them forward on out. Good hits there onto the harvesters. And more power plant there trying to draw some fire and vision block some stuff. These predators are very wounded there. Going on a rig wouldn't be half bad. Do now have a hand and knob here. Hopefully that's a fanatic squad coming on out. Orca's now charging forward. That is a militant rocket squad. Orca's now advancing forward. It's going to get a sensor scan here. Does find some damage there onto that one. That may be a sensor scan deployed on out. And Scorpion tanks looks like they'll get overran now by the Predators getting overrun by the Scorpion tanks. And there's a scan right there, I heard. And gets another kill there on the Harvester. You now have a Marv deployed on the field. A lot of Scorpions charging on forward. Have a handful of defensive predator tanks here. If he has a Marv Reclamator hub, he may have enough technology to get out a sonic emitter. Now's probably a good time to sell off the crane. His economy's probably no longer juiced up. But you got a good number of hits there coming up on the orcas, getting some good hits there onto all of these scorpion tanks, protecting the airfield entirely. And now they will fall back. Looks like a general attack move forward. And all scorpion tanks have gone down. But you got a couple defensive watchtowers here. Could perhaps see the Spunker garrison. Now the Marv is now deployed on out. Can't say it would be the best what to load up onto it. Railguns always decent, so perhaps maybe 2 and 2 railguns and engineers. Couple hammerheads deployed on the field. Milton squad will spot everything. No AP rounds just yet. Nor being researched, or as look away for a brief moment and then he gets it researched. And something pulled out by the tech center, likely railgun. Scorpion trying to displace that bunker. And that saboteur is dead. No, the saboteur is still alive. Where is that Marv at the moment? There's the Marv. Cutting through this Tiberium field. This blue Tiberium field's grown quite a bit as well. And here's been my theory why this Tiberium's like cut off and flat right there. Because if it were to expand any higher, it would interrupt the camera. I actually think this Tiberium is actually supposed to technically stretch out for a really tall distance. Hammerheads can of course quickly cut down power plants. That one will be quickly cut down. And now he's not low. He maybe is on low in power, but now he will really be low in power if that one's gone. No SAM sight beyond the build queue. Got these Predators being gunned down by the rocket infantry. And we've got more power plants being gunned down. He has to be low in power right now. Redeemer Engineering Facility receiving quite a bit of fire from these hammerheads. It does not get out the Redeemer. One of the hammerheads do go down. The other ones are getting splashed quite a bit by that attack bike. And getting really splashed down by the SAM turret. 3 of them do go down there, getting an elite attack bike. Infantry starts making their way forward, trying to get some damage to the Marv. The Marv has no hard points loaded up. But honestly, even just running over his bonus green Tiberium right here is going to cause permanent economic damage. Zone Trooper now being loaded on up. And it got another Zone Trooper, as well as a Grenadier and a Rocket Troop? No, that can't all meant for the Marv. Do now have an Engineer here as well. So it's now load up of 2 Zone Troopers. Down south, we do have the MCV now receiving a fire there from the mutant hovel. There's actually a lot of iron storms here. I wonder if that actually causes damage. And his MCV does go down to the attack bikes. Very nice. And the iron storms do not attack, looks like these attack bikes. So it does get a quick kill there onto that MCV with his Tiberium Core missiles. Tiberium Core missiles do miss that engineer, but once he starts standing still, he ate a lot of rockets. Beam cannons getting some focus fire onto the Marv. Does he still have that crane? No, he does not have the crane, so he will need to rebuild that MCV. He does have a good number of juggernauts. He does have a pretty good firing line behind this green Tib. Looks like the mutants do get some decent damage onto the elite attack bike there. The mutants do get gunned down. Who actually wins at a fight? Mutants or Black Hand? Or not Black Hand, what's it called? Professor Caval's. More and more of the green tib is being cleaned on up. And do now have a pair of Firehawks over here. Do we see hard points? We do not see hard points. It looks like they're going to quickly get gunned down, but does take out the operations center there. Rifleman does receive some Tiberium poisoning there. And we do got the Juggernaut pecking the ground as well, like he was a giant chicken. Rifleman squad now getting gunned down by the laser turret. Now got a massive wave of APC Pitbull advancing forward. He does not have the Pitbull mortar, and he will find a handful of Scorpion tanks here. Almost Lion has been deployed out as well. And oh, Tiberium Vein detonation, instantly destroying that entire army before it even ruptures. Oof. Personally, I don't think that Tiberium Vein should do damage until the actual eruption animation itself, because that was just dead instantaneously. Red has now claimed all that Tiberium there. Yellow has not. And Red's going to take time to clean up his opponent's Tiberium field. This MCV is getting beamed by the beam cannons. Juggernaut's finding some good volleys there to take out one of those refineries. And our construction yard has been pulled out, not severely wounded. Honestly, now, since it has been pulled out, I think the beam cannons may do a little bit better work versus it. You got this Marv now advancing forward, trying to advance forward, receiving a lot of focus fire. And does go down there. Couldn't get the distance closed in time. He had no engineer loaded up in the back of it either. Walker's now advancing forward, getting some good damage there. I'm sure the engineers may not prolong that fight, but would actually made that Marv had higher health for the next fight, for that fight. You got railgun technology for these Predators. Predator tanks do all go down. APC is now being forced on back. There's a good number of Scorpions here. He could try and eye for some lasers. He does have Dozer Blade there, so these APCs just can't push forward and lay down some lines. Attack bikes as well. May see some additional ones. Those are the attack bikes themselves are getting, the heroic ones are getting the kills themselves, so not spreading the veterancy. Though this harvester will go down, at least on the retreat. Juggernaut's not being focused on by these attack bikes. And Red is still claiming some of his opponent's Tiberium right there. Is that another Marv? No, that's an APC. Something significantly smaller, and the GDI player has surrendered. This is IamRaider saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.